And thank you for joining this live broadcast. You're watching The Bridge Live. My name is Rahul Kargal, and I've got my colleague Pritish with me.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining in today.
We're watching the live broadcast of the men's singles bronze medal match between Lakshya Sen and Malaysia's Lee Zii Jia. And we started the game on a very positive note. Lakshya Sen dominated the Malaysian in the first game, but having said that, Lakshya Sen, when he was leading 8-2 in the second, the tables turned and Malaysia's Lee Zii Jia clawed his way back into the match. He won 8 points on the trot, went on to level the game, and now he's on the cusp of winning a bronze medal for Malaysia. Quite a turnaround, Pritish.
Yeah, Rahul, you're right. It was a brilliant first game from Lakshya, but I think the second game when he was leading 8-2, that's where he kind of messed it up. But I still would believe 1 point is there, and I mean it's just something that has been happening for long now. That's the bronze medal point with Malaysia right there. Lee Zii Jia has his chance at history.
We're watching this live. Uh, Back of the court exchange, big booming body smash from Lee Zii Jia. Lakshya Sen is unable to retrieve that in its game, set, and match to Lee Zii Jia. Malaysia pockets a bronze medal in the men's singles badminton event. Lakshya Sen unfortunately comes back empty-handed. Very close game that, but the momentum really changed in that second game, isn't it?
Absolutely, you're right. As I mentioned before, 8-2, the game was going, Lakshya was in the lead, first game won, 8-2 lead, a 6 point lead in the second game, and that's where all the things started happening, the jitters of the bigger platform, I would say. I think it's that. And I think he was having a issue with his elbow also.
Yeah, but Lakshya Sen came into this match with a bruised right elbow. There was a very visible band-aid on his right elbow, and that injury intensified at the beginning of the second game. And visibly, he was bleeding on his right elbow, and that was when the fortunes changed for him. Lee Zii Jia went on to win 8 consecutive points on the trot, and from thereafter, it was almost as if Lakshya Sen lost his momentum. But all said and done, this really was a brave, deep run from Lakshya Sen, isn't it? I mean, the badminton's been at the Olympics since 1992, and no man from India has made such a deep run in the men's badminton draw at the Olympics.
Absolutely. I think I'm still not yeah, obviously a little bit of disappointed when you have a chance at medal and you come this close to medal and then you lose it. Yes, I am disappointed, but I am happy with his whole campaign, coming into the tournament, the way he faced opponents after opponents, played brilliantly, showed some brilliant, performance. I think it's an upward graph from here for Lakshya.
And Lakshya Sen has this tendency of rising up to the occasion in those big events, isn't it? But things always weren't going his way. May last year, right? In fact, H.S. Pranoy and Kidambi Srikanth were ranked higher above him. What really, transpired thereafter that he really clawed his way back up the rankings?
I think what happened there was it he took 2023, he took a break. He decided it as a mental health break. He took that break, he came back and he won a couple of tournaments. Like he won the Canada Open, then he went to the semi-final of the US Open. All of these things happened, and what the most important fact was, he was consistent. He was consistently performing on the tour, reaching quarterfinals, reaching semis, defeating big players. So when the consistency took him to world number 11, and that's where he qualified. He solidified his like position for the Olympics.
Correct. And I believe you had this conversation with him just a few weeks before he left for Paris. And he was talking to you about his preparations. Tell us a bit something about that conversation that you had with him, Pritish.
It was a brilliant conversation indeed, and the best thing what I took away from that conversation was the mention of him accepting the fact that he was struggling at a point. That takes a lot. takes a lot to accept that, okay, I'm not at the level, where I'm supposed to be. Accepted that point, took the break, did whatever change he had to, Prakash Padukone sir is there, Vimal Kumar is there, and then he brought there the Korean coach. All of that happened. He comes back. And there is improvement. Imagine, a debut at 22-year-old at Olympics in a sport like badminton where the men's singles is so highly competitive. World number one, knocked out. Okay, world number three, Jonathan Christie, knocked out. So I think it was a brilliant turnaround from Lakshya when we go back to May 22, compare that to where he is now. Both at Olympics, I think it's a brilliant turnaround.
Correct. And coming into the Olympics as well, he wasn't handed an easy draw, isn't it? He was unseeded. He was placed in a group that had, four players. In the first game, the game was nullified, which meant that he had to start all over again. Then he was up against Jonathan Christie. Higher ranked than he was. Jonathan Christie had beaten Lakshya at the recent All England Championships. Yet Lakshya Sen found a way through that group.
The first game when he played Kevin Carter from that game goes out, all of a sudden he has to start all over again. That game won't be counted. It's not easy because he had that momentum, going against and has to be number three in front of someone who defeated you instantly. What do? You beat him in. Now that tells you about his mental fortitude, which is right. How how difficult it was for not difficult, how that path was not that easy and still he charted through it and reached to the knockout round first.
Correct. And I believe when you had this conversation with him, he was telling you about how he likes to stay in the moment, play a point, and then the next point. And I think that sort of came through in his quarterfinal fixture against Chinese Taipei's Chou Chin Ten.
Absolutely. So Pranoy, he repeated well. Straight games, Pranoy was not at his 100% also. We knew that. We come to next game, Chao Tin Chen. Let me tell you about a bit Chao Tin. 34-year-old, extremely fit, cancer survivor. So that man is a fighter, you know it. He came back, Chao Tin Chen started, he was covering everything in that first game. He was everywhere. Court coverage wise, smash wise, brilliant. What Lakshya does, stays in the game, stays focused, doesn't lose, doesn't panic. And again, kudos to the coaching staff. They were there talking to him constantly. Comes back, defeats Shah, and creates history. That was the first historic moment, I would say, the first historic moment, a first Indian male shuttler going into semi-final at Olympics.
Correct. And in the semi-finals against the big man Victor Axelsen, it never was going to be easy, but Lakshya Sen did have his moments, isn't it? Especially in the first game, he had multiple game points, right?
Absolutely. Like he was leading 2017, I believe. And again, as you said, Victor Axelsen, the great Danish legend, you would say. You don't, such players need just a small window. I think, you give that one sighting to them, they will barge into it. And that's what happened in the semi-final.
Correct. And there was no way back from him after squandering that lead in the first game. But having said that, he still had another opportunity in this bronze medal match. Began beautifully in that first game, and it looked as though he was going to cruise his way through to the bronze medal. But unfortunately, that elbow clearly seems to have disrupted his form and rhythm, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, he was looking fatigued also. If you look at, because obviously playing a three-game thriller against Victor Excelsen who makes you run on the court, it's not really easy. But I think at the moment, if however you want to put it, yes, he has lost a fourth, bronze medal match. But for me, it's a progress. How it's a progress? You go back 2012 Parupalli Kashyap, loses in quarterfinal. You go back 2016 Kidambi Shrikant. He defeated world number five, then fifth seed Jan Jorgensen. Then he comes up against Great Lindan, loses to him quarterfinal. So that's a step up, right? From quarterfinal you go to semi-final. So I believe that this is that, how do I put it? That push, that jump in the trajectory where you just go off from there.
Correct. And undoubtedly, this is going to instill a lot of confidence in the young man. And surely this is going to rub off on the rest of the badminton fraternity in the country as well, right? For all you know, HS Pranoy might take a leaf out of Lakshya Sen's book. And Kidambi Shrikant is all not done just yet as well. But this, semi-final appearance for the very first time that an Indian man has gotten this far surely augurs well for Indian badminton, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think this is again like we have seen the likes of Sainaz and Sindhu's doing it, but a male shuttler coming this close that we are there. We are just that cusp. What we talk about that linear for that linear growth. I think we are there, and this performance is definitely gonna give him also a lot of confidence because he's already there. World, among one of the best single players in the country and the world, and it's again as I said, a world journey.
Correct. And fun fact, or rather not so enjoyable a fact at this point of time, this will probably be the first time, in fact, it is the first time that India will come back from the Olympic Games not having won a medal from the badminton event. Remember, Saina Nehwal won bronze at London 2012, and PV Sindhu won silver and then bronze first at the Rio Games and then at Tokyo. So sadly, the badminton contingent will not be bringing a medal back home. But remember, the Indian contingent has three medals in their kitty, and tomorrow Neeraj Chopra is going to be striding out, isn't it, Pritish?
Absolutely. Tomorrow, there are a couple of big games. Indian men's hockey team going in Germany in what would be the another historic match, and then Neeraj and Kishore both coming into javelin qualification. Where when they'll finalize their berth in the final. So I think again we are at the moment. Tomorrow looks very good to me, and we have hopes despite of all these fourth place finishes we are going through. I think we have hope tomorrow.
Correct. And you can catch all of that action that will transpire tomorrow live on the bridge.in. Our live blogs will bring you all the updates, even if you're not able to watch the live coverage via the broadcasters. Flip out your phone and you can keep an eye out on the scores via our live blogs. We will also be bringing you live broadcasts on our YouTube and social media handles. So keep an eye out for that as well. Pritish, thank you very much for joining me on this particular broadcast. My name is Rahul Kargal. Thank you very much for tuning in and see you next time on The Bridge. Until next time, thank you very much and thanks for watching.